If you're going to team up with two of the best players in the game, FaceFull and King Toni, one of whom is a fellow content creator, and all three of you are rocking the Revonix, the only way to really do that is in Pinball. It's still going to be just as dominating, I'm sure, but the games won't be quite as fast as when you're playing 3-on-3. Straight away, I get taken out by a brain saw with a sneak attack, so in comes the Revonix. We just need to find a window to switch on manual fire mode. There we go. I've watched a few of King Toni's videos on playing with the Revonix, and basically he just shoots into the floor around the people he's running towards, and that creates enough of a ricochet effect to take them out. So that's very effective. Backwall's better, it just seems a bit more consistent. So as you can see, all three of them getting spawn killed there. So now we can rush forward. Even though I've got 6 of the tokens, I've got the shield if I need it, so I can make a retreat. So I'm not worried about getting taken out. There is always the chance of that brain saw, but I think even if that does happen, my 2 teammates will just come in and pick the tokens back up anyway. So as you can see, opponents really struggling. If you've been on the opposing side of this, it can be very, very frustrating. If you're playing with just 2 bots, probably just want to give up, in all honesty, and just, like, you know, take the L and move on to the next game. If you are playing with 1 or more friends, however, if you can break out of this, if you coordinate together, you can fight back. You can concentrate on taking out the Revonix or the whatever the key blaster is that's holding you down. Sometimes you've got to take a Dreadbolt out ahead of a Revonix. I have got a few videos on the channel where I'm showing some team gameplay where we're coming up against this kind of situation. It makes for some really, really intense gameplay footage, worth checking out if you're into that kind of stuff. In the last video, I sort of posed the question, ban the Revonix, because that's what some people are saying. I ended the video by saying don't ban the Revonix. They just need to release something that can kind of stand up to it. They could also adjust the Revonix, they could nerf it, lol. But you got to be careful doing stuff like that when people have paid money for a premium blaster. It gives those people the right to request a refund, and this game obviously doesn't do that well. So I've been sneak attack there, so now I'm going to come in with a Revonix. Manual fire mode has to go on before we start, and now we get to have a little bit of fun. So what would be a good way to balance this blaster to the point where you don't just make it completely useless, or to the point where it does something effective? There are things that you could do. You could reduce the damage it does, but to be honest, it already doesn't do a great deal of damage. I can't see that that would make a huge difference. You can't really change the amount of the ammo, because it's based on an actual blaster, the Revonix, and it's got a fixed 30 disc barrel, so you can't change that. You could increase the reload time. I've mentioned this in the past. I think that is a good way to nerf the Revonix. I'd switch it to like a 4-second reload rather than a 1-second reload. If you've got an actual Revonix, it does take a long time to reload as well. You can't just swap the barrels out. It's a painstaking thing, so that to me would fit better. And it also wouldn't destroy the power of it to the point where people might start requesting refunds. The only other thing you could do is mess with the ricochet. I don't think you can take it away, because that's like fundamentally what the blaster is, and it's also what the vortex line does. But you could make it so it only bounces twice, but again, that wouldn't really make enough of a difference that it'd be worth doing. You could reduce the priming speed. I think people would find that quite frustrating, in all honesty, but that's something you could do. But I think realistically, the way you solve the Revonix problem is you release a couple more counters to it. How about you release a blaster and you make one of the nerf powers immunity from stun? That would see a hell of a lot of play. You could introduce a nerf power where if the blaster critically hits, it stops the person from healing for, like, I don't know, 10 seconds. You could also just put some more stun ability blasters out there. Stunning ability is what does the job. So as you can see, I've switched to the ultra speed blaster. I fancied running around like a bit of a lunatic. Both of my teammates have got these games on lockdown, so yeah, I just thought I'd have a bit of fun. There is a Dreadbolt on the battlefield, so very soon I'm going to have to move around because I'm not going to be able to get line of sight as easily. I just need to be careful because once this blaster ticks up a few times and I start moving really fast, I'm quite liable to run into the hole in the centre. Zombies have a tendency of picking up stray coins and then taking them over to the opposing side and just dropping them. Having the ability to run around the battlefield super quick should enable me to hopefully pick a few of them up and then escape without getting taken out. The speed is a glass cannon. You do have a very low HP pool, hence using the healing bar. But realistically, the way I'm going to die most likely is running into that hole. So we took a hit there and we've used that healing bar, and then we've immediately taken another hit. As you can see now, speed's really built up. You can see the screen shaking. I think it's the frame rate that struggles to keep up. So because we're on the Arena 3, I can just run up the ramp. That should hopefully entice people to follow me up, and then I just jump off, run to the other side, rinse and repeat. It'll just put the bots in kind of meltdown mode. Because I've got 6 of the tokens, they're going to feel obligated to come after me, so it should just make it even easier for FaceFull and King Toni to just rip people to pieces. I'm going to struggle to do a hell of a lot of damage because the speed I move, unless I'm standing still, I'm not going to be able to get line of sight very easily, and if I am standing still, that makes me a target, so I can't do that too much. So another wave, dead, I'm going to leg it to my side, pick a couple more tokens up on the way, and then just again up the ramp. You can see they are actually trying to follow me while they're being peppered by both zombies and my teammates, so just keep on the move, no need to stay still. Timer runs down, bosh. So I said I don't want the Revonix banning, and I don't. Why? Well, for one reason, I put an awful lot of time, energy and resources into leveling up my Revonix. I had to pay money to unlock the premium battle pass in order to obtain the Revonix, and I did that on 2 accounts. And then on this account, I also paid for the daily gem drone in order to A, skip ads because ads suck and they're annoying and I don't like them and nobody does. And B, to give me a steady flow of gems because I had to buy a lot of resources to level the Revonix up. That included a whole bunch of superior crates and some coin bundles as well. All of that effort is intermittently documented on this channel throughout numerous videos, so I really did spend a lot of time focusing on it, and during that time I was learning to play the Revonix as well. I spent, to be honest, an embarrassing amount of time playing it before I figured out that you need to switch manual fire mode on to get the most out of it. That was pointed out to me by Mr. Crow, and he'd seen it on King Toni's channel. Admittedly, I'd seen it on King Toni's channel as well, but I hadn't realised just how powerful it was until I tried it myself. Having said that, there are game modes where I still keep it on auto fire, and that brings me nicely to the third reason that I do not want the Revonix banned. The Revonix is perfect for some of the game events, and it actually makes playing them a lot of fun. Zombie Strike, Zombie Party and Cactus Craze are all game modes where you really need the Revonix. It's perfect for dealing with the swarms, and also the continual healing means that you can actually survive in those modes long enough to do something fun. It also makes the Dragon Power event bearable. I mean, it only just makes it bearable, but it does make it bearable. If you load in as the dragon and you have the Revonix, you're guaranteed to win unless you fall in the lava, and even if you fall in the lava, you're still probably going to win anyway. If you come in as the human, having the Revonix gives you half a chance to actually kill the dragon, and if 2 of you have got a Revonix, you've got a pretty decent chance of killing the dragon, unless the dragon also has a Revonix. It's obviously excellent for siege mode. The only time siege mode is half fun is when my opponent's got one as well, to be honest. All those events used to suck before we got the Revonix, and now that we've got the Revonix, those events are not only fun, but they give you access to the rarest resource in the game, which is hero points. Hero points are hard to come by and you need a lot of them. You need them to unlock rare outfits, which is important because they give you overall boosts in statistics to your entire profile. And you need them to unlock blaster skins, which don't affect the statistics on your profile in any way whatsoever, but they do look rad and they do enable you to define your character the way you want to. Blaster skins are fun, and I have absolutely no problem using the hero points on them. For some players, It'll be irrelevant because they'll only care about the statistics and the performance, and if that's you, that's fine. Use your hero points just to unlock outfits, but if you're into customizability and, you know, making things just look a little bit more rad, then get unlocking those blaster skins. As you can see, I use the premium pink Venom skin on my Revonix because the pink Venom skin looks absolutely badass. The 600 gems to unlock it weren't cheap, but I always had the daily gem drone, and to be honest, the Age of Revonix dragged on for that long, like 4 or 5 months, that I had nothing else to use them on. That isn't true at all. I've not even finished leveling up my blasters. I just use the Revonix all the time, and I wanted that damn skin, so I bought that damn skin. It's pretty much one of the only blaster skins I use, to be honest. Generally, I think the blasters look best in their original form. I don't like the gold, silver, bronze or diamond ones for the most part. Except on some of those Dragonfire blasters, they look absolutely cool on those. Normally though, it's the mono colour that's the problem. It takes away the detail of the blaster, and like, you know, these are all based on real blasters. They've been designed by real people. A lot of them are really beautiful. Some of them look stupid as well though, to be honest. The Hyperfire, the Dodoro, the Phoenix and the Vagabond all look ridiculous in my opinion. And whoever designed the Titan CS50 clearly just wanted to draw a cock and balls. And before you call me childish, go and look at it. They could have drawn it in any particular layout that they wanted, yet they chose that. Clearly what they were going for. Try and tell me otherwise. Conversely, the coolest looking blasters in the game are the Rex Rampage, which is just awesome, the Mega Mastodon, which looks genuinely terrifying, and the Double Punch, which is honestly one of the coolest blasters that Hasbro have made in years. Thank you for watching, see you soon.